and the bridge over the creek had been washed away a number of times. So that's why we have a very big bridge today.
Of the idea of a church in this Flatbush area, which is just growing so fast, and for me, that was a great challenge, the idea of growing a corner of God's kingdom in this Flatbush area.
The original St Paul's Church was opened on January 31st, 1886 by Bishop Cowie. The residents of Flatbush found the trip to Howick All Saints Church over the rough, dusty Chapel Road too arduous and desired their own house of worship and cemetery. The opening was reported in the Auckland newspapers.
The church was full for the opening, and the service was hearty, reverent and edifying. Bishop Cowie was accompanied by his wife Elisa and one of his Maori clergy, Reverend Riki Tepa'a of Hokianga. Reverend Farley said the prayers, and Reverend Gould of Otahuhu read the lessons. Mrs. Stimson played the harmonium.
And the Flatbush is a name that in some ways replaces Puke Ariki, the Maori name for the area. And if you climb up Redout Road or Point View Drive and look down on the top of what we call Flatbush, the bush is flat with kahikatea forest, big trees, and they're all the same height. And that makes a flat bush.
It goes back to the commandment that Jesus gives us, 2 commandments: to love God, to love our neighbour. And for me, that's actually about what God's kingdom is all about. It's being involved in your community and to give your community a sense of God's presence.
Long-time resident Archie Somerville generously donated startup funds for a new church in the 1990s. That was the beginning of a fundraising effort lasting decades. Archie is buried in the historic church cemetery.
He was very generous, old Archie.
Reverend Warner Wilder took up the challenge and collaborated with experienced church architect John McLean.
Entry is always a very important part. People need to be connected with the community who worship here, and that connecting ministry usually happens in the foyer with a cup of tea in their hands. And the church people need to gather around, and they do gather around people who come in through their front door. So that front entry is really important, something which the churches of a generation ago were only then beginning to discover. The church always serves its local community with a number of ministries, as this church has since 1887. So there need to be spaces for that to happen, for senior people, for young families, for children, for teenagers, for people who are lost and lonely, for people who just want to be able to do something healthy together.
We have this slogan, open to all. And we are a very diverse community, especially here in Flatbush. We have diverse needs. And it is my dream and my hope that this place, the church and the community centre, will provide somewhere where people can come together, have those needs met. And in the end, I come back to that word relevant. What we do in our church, how we worship, whom we worship with, must relate to our community. And the way we worship, I think, is so very important that Joe Blows can walk in off the street and say, wow, I feel welcome here, I feel comfortable here.
St Paul's and the Park Anglican Church and the Park Community Centre, now open to all. To the glory of God in Flatbush,